Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu. Good day everyone. Fiobagi Moyag, a lively and peaceful greeting from the Teduray communities in the Philippines. This is Grant Lu, your academic fellow representing the Christian settlers in Muslim Mindanao of the beautiful Philippines here in the Spring 2022 YCLE Academic Fellowship. My action plan is deeply inspired by the conditions of our indigenous cultural communities in the BARM. But first, let us have a quick run of what and where BARM is. BARM, or the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, is in the southern part of the Philippines. This is the niche of our Muslim brothers and sisters, the nexus of human diversity. BARM has an infant entity as it was only created last 2019 through the passage of Republic Act number 11054 or the Bangsamoro Organic Law. But it is actually a result of a long and meaningful historical peace process and Bangsamoro struggles. This is where I live, particularly in Maguindanao province, where we have a rich cultural heritage and a greater number of indigenous cultural communities such as Teduray, Lambangian, Dulangan Manobo, and many others. In a macro lens, all of us here in BARM are considered indigenous peoples. But for this perspective, we are zooming in the conditionalities in the minorities of the BARM. And this is where social isolation, unequal and misrepresentation, weak to absence of policies protecting our indigenous peoples. These are among the roots of the struggles of the IP communities in the BARM. And this is worsened by the lesser number and weaker platforms for safe and brave discussions. These are my grounds why I am proposing, why I actually came up with Talakayang IPs, an IP rights educational drive, which is a 4-month empowerment sessions for IPs in the province of Maguindanao. Talakayan is a Filipino word for discussion, for exchange of ideas, for sharing of thoughts and narratives. And that's one of the aims of this project, to create safe and brave spaces for discussions regarding IP matters, to provide an in-context and community-based IP rights lectures, and to produce IEC materials for greater recall. The project is targeting for 100 participants, approximately within 8 sessions. There will be 50 participants per session coming from the multi-sectoral individuals in the following communities: in Dato Udin Sinswat, in South Upi, and in Ampatuan, all in the province of Maguindanao. Aside from its deliberative and multi-sectoral approach, the project is also employing a collaborative approach with the academe, the BARM institutions, the local government units, and existing people's organizations. This will be a series of lecture and conversations, particularly in to far-flung areas, to unreached areas, for them to be heard, for BARM to create protective and developmental measures for them. This may be a simple talakayan, a simple deliberative discussion, but I believe in its cathartic power and in its first-hand experience narratives that will convince BARM authorities to fast-track the region's IP code, because we are all in protecting the ICCs. Moyag Tam Klohanan.